Have you ever pictured yourself at 100 still walking with ease, preparing your own meals, sharing stories with loved ones? In some parts of the world, this isn't just a dream, it's daily life. What if the secret to such graceful aging isn't locked in your genes, but quietly sitting on your plate each day? In this video, we'll explore timeless food habits inspired by Japan's oldest doctors. Simple choices that may just help you live not only longer, but better. Stay with me. And if something in this message speaks to you, don't forget to share it with someone you care about. The truth about longevity, why diet matters more than genetics. When we talk about living a long and vibrant life, most people immediately point to their family tree thinking, well, my parents lived to 90, so I must have good genes. But here's a beautiful truth that might surprise you. Your genes are only a small part of the story. In fact, science shows that only about 20 to 30% of how long you live is determined by genetics. The rest, an incredible 70 to 80%, is in your hands. It's about the choices you make every single day, what you eat, how you move your body, how you respond to stress, and how connected you feel to those around you. These are the real architects of your future. And that, dear friend, is hopeful news, because while we can't change the past or rewrite our DNA, we can choose what's on our plate today. We can choose to nourish our bodies with intention and kindness. Let me share a story that always inspires me. In places like Okinawa, Japan, home to some of the world's oldest and healthiest people, growing old doesn't mean growing sick. In fact, many elders in Okinawa still work in their gardens, walk to the market, laugh with friends, and care for their great-grandchildren well into their 90s. They aren't surviving, they're thriving. So, what's their secret? It's not a pill or a fancy supplement. It's their food. Their plates are full of simple, unprocessed meals, mostly plants, especially greens. They eat until they're satisfied, not stuffed. This gentle habit, known as hara hachibu, teaches them to stop eating when they're about 80% full. Their meals are slow, shared, and deeply satisfying, not just for the body, but for the soul. Here's what this means for you. Longevity isn't just about counting more birthdays. It's about feeling alive for every single one of them, and the fork in your hand. That's one of the most powerful tools you have. You don't have to change everything all at once. Start small, start with one meal, start with something green, because each bite you take in kindness to your body is a quiet promise. You're not just living longer, you're living better. Let's take that first step together. Blue Zone Secrets. What we can learn from the longest living people. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. You're 93 years old, walking through your neighborhood with a light bag of fresh vegetables in hand, stopping along the way to greet a friend or share a quiet laugh over tea. Your body feels strong, your spirit even stronger. In many parts of the world, this isn't wishful thinking. It's just a way of life. These rare places are called blue zones, and they hold some of the most heartwarming secrets to a long, meaningful, and joyful life. The term blue zones was coined by National Geographic explorer Dan Buettner after he traveled the world in search of communities with unusually high numbers of centenarians, people who live past 100 with grace, vitality, and a deep sense of purpose. Among them are Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, Icaria in Greece, Nicoya in Costa Rica, and even Loma Linda in California. Though these places are scattered across continents and cultures, their people share something profound. Not miracle pills, not cutting-edge medicine, but a simple, powerful way of living. Their diets are mostly plant-based, centered around vegetables, beans, whole grains, fruits, and nuts. Meat is enjoyed occasionally, more as a flavor than a focus. But it's not just what's on their plates, it's how they live. Movement is built into daily life. No gym memberships, just gardening, walking, tending to animals, climbing hills. Their muscles stay strong because their lives keep them in motion. Even more touching is their connection to one another. In every blue zone, people belong, whether through close family bonds, village communities, or shared spiritual practices. No one is left behind or forgotten. Take Okinawa, where the concept of ikigai, a reason to wake up each morning, gives people a deep sense of purpose. It could be taking care of great-grandchildren, growing sweet potatoes, or serving tea to a friend. That sense of being needed adds fuel to the spirit. And they know how to slow down, whether it's a quiet nap, a prayer, or a walk under olive trees. Their days are woven with moments of calm. That, too, is medicine. Contrast that with the typical Western routine: fast meals, long stretches of isolation, screen time, and stress. It's no wonder so many feel drained before they even reach retirement. But here's the gift: you don't need to move to a blue zone to embrace what they've taught us. You can start today. Cook your meals with love, sit down and savor them. Call a friend, water your plants, take a gentle stroll after dinner. These small, soul-nourishing actions done with care can transform not just how long you live, but how deeply you live each day. And now, let's explore one of the simplest, most powerful blue zone staples, leafy greens, and why they just might be the unsung heroes of healthy aging. Leafy greens, the anti-aging superfood you're probably underrating. If there's one simple, affordable food group that keeps showing up on the plates of the world's longest living people, it's this: leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, arugula, mustard greens. These humble leaves might not be flashy, but they hold quiet, powerful secrets that support a longer, stronger life, especially after age 50. These aren't just salad fillers. They're vibrant sources of healing and vitality. What makes them so special? It's their unmatched concentration of nutrients with barely any calories. Each bite delivers a wealth of vitamins: vitamin A to keep your immune system sharp and your vision clear, vitamin C to help your body repair itself from the inside out, and vitamin K, which supports strong bones and healthy blood flow. For older adults, that's not just helpful, it's essential. But there's more. Leafy greens are loaded with fiber, which is often lacking in modern diets. This fiber isn't just about digestion, it helps keep your blood sugar steady, your cholesterol in check, and your gut bacteria balanced, which research now shows plays a vital role in both physical and mental health. These greens are also rich in phytonutrients like lutein and zeaxanthin, which protect your eyes from age-related decline, including macular degeneration. In many ways, they are nature's gentle shield, quietly working to protect you each day. And the beauty of it, you don't need to make a grand change. Just a handful each day is enough to begin. Stir some spinach into your morning eggs. Toss a few leaves into a bowl of soup. Saute kale with olive oil and garlic, or blend a handful into your afternoon smoothie. Even if you're not a salad lover, you'll find ways to make greens fit your style. What matters most isn't perfection, it's consistency. A little each day builds a foundation for stronger bones, clearer eyes, better digestion, and a more vibrant you. So don't underestimate these green wonders. They may not come in a bottle or promise overnight miracles, but their impact grows quietly and steadily. A few mindful bites today could be one of the most loving gifts you give your future self. Now, let's move on to a different kind of food. One that's been cherished for centuries and is now being rediscovered for its incredible benefits to digestion, immunity, and even your mood: fermented foods. The power of fermented foods: heal your gut, boost your mind. Think back to the last time you savored a spoonful of creamy yogurt, a bite of tangy sauerkraut, or a fizzy sip of kombucha. You may not have realized it, but in that moment, you were tapping into one of the most time-honored secrets of healthy aging: fermented foods. This ancient process, where natural bacteria gently transform food over time, isn't just about flavor. It's a quiet revolution happening inside your body, especially your gut. Inside you lives an extraordinary community, trillions of microbes known as your gut microbiome. These tiny helpers do more than digest your food. They support your immune system, reduce inflammation, and even communicate with your brain. When your gut is well balanced, you feel lighter, clearer, and more energized. But when that harmony is disrupted by stress, medication, or processed foods, you might feel it as bloating, fatigue, low mood, or restless sleep. That's where fermented foods come in, like old friends, ready to restore balance and bring back your inner calm. Foods like plain yogurt, kefir, kimchi, miso, and tempeh are rich in probiotics-friendly bacteria that nourish your gut and help everything run more smoothly. And here's something fascinating: scientists have discovered a direct link between your gut and your brain. called the gut-brain axis. That means taking care of your gut can actually help improve memory, ease anxiety, and lift your mood. The best part, it doesn't take much. Just a few spoonfuls of sauerkraut with lunch or a small glass of kefir with breakfast can quietly build a healthier, happier you over time. If you're just starting, go gently. Let your body adjust and choose options with minimal additives and no added sugars. You're not aiming for perfection, just progress, because when your body feels balanced from the inside, everything changes. You move with more ease, sleep more deeply, and greet the day with a lighter heart. And next, we'll explore one more everyday ingredient that supports your heart and energizes your cells: nuts and seeds. The tiny but mighty foods with big benefits. Whole grains versus refined carbs, the choice that could add years to your life. Grains are part of nearly every meal we eat, from that slice of toast in the morning to the pasta at dinner. But here's something worth pausing for. Not all grains nourish us in the same way. And the quiet difference between whole grains and refined carbs could shape not just your energy, but your longevity. Whole grains like brown rice, oats, quinoa, barley, and whole wheat are harvested with all their natural parts intact: the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. These parts hold the fiber, the vitamins, the minerals, and the plant compounds that your body thrives on. Refined grains, such as white bread, white rice, and regular pasta, have had most of those parts stripped away, leaving behind mostly empty starch. Why does that matter? Because fiber abundant in whole grains is like a trusted friend for your body. It keeps your digestion smooth and regular, balances your blood sugar, supports healthy cholesterol levels, and helps you feel satisfied longer, which can gently steer you away from overeating. And beyond how you feel day to day, research shows that people who eat more whole grains tend to live longer, with lower risks of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. That's not just food, it's daily medicine, served warm. But making this shift doesn't have to be overwhelming. Think small, kind changes. Try steel-cut oats topped with fruit and nuts instead of sugary cereal. Trade white rice for nutty brown or wild rice. Explore whole wheat pasta or ancient grains like farro or bulgur in your salads. These swaps are simple, comforting, and deeply nourishing. And remember, this isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. You don't need to throw out every bag of white rice overnight. Just begin noticing where you can make gentle upgrades. Because when your food is more whole, you begin to feel more whole too. And speaking of foods that comfort and heal, next we'll explore one golden ingredient that flows through every longevity kitchen: olive oil, the heart-protecting, mind-sharpening treasure of the world's longest-living cultures. Olive oil magic, more than just a heart-healthy fat. If there's one ingredient that quietly ties together the kitchens of the world's longest-living people, it's this liquid gold olive oil. In Sardinia, they drizzle it over fresh vegetables. In Ikaria, they stir it into stews passed down through generations. And in Okinawa, Dr. Shigeyaki Hinohara, who lived past 100, took it every morning with orange juice as part of his secret to a vibrant, energetic life. But olive oil is more than just a delicious finishing touch. It's a daily act of care for your heart, your brain, and your future. So what makes olive oil so powerful? At its core, it's full of monounsaturated fats, the kind that helps lower LDL, the bad cholesterol, and raise HDL, the good kind. That means better circulation, healthier arteries, and a reduced risk of heart attack and stroke. But the benefits don't stop there. Olive oil is also packed with polyphenols, natural plant compounds that fight inflammation and oxidative stress. Two major culprits behind aging and chronic disease. Think of them as tiny guardians, protecting your cells and keeping your body sharper, longer. Even your brain can feel the difference. Diets rich in olive oil, especially the Mediterranean diet, have been linked to better memory, improved focus, and lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. Those same antioxidants that keep your heart strong also help keep your thoughts clear and steady. If you're going to bring this magic into your life, go for the best. Choose extra virgin olive oil. It's the least processed and the most potent in antioxidants. Look for dark glass bottles and store them away from light and heat to keep them fresh. Use olive oil generously, but gently. It's best for drizzling, dressings, or light sautéing. Try a splash over roasted vegetables, a swirl into soup, or even a teaspoon mixed into your morning juice. Just like Dr. Hinohara, sometimes the smallest habits carry the biggest power, and olive oil, humble and golden, might just be one of the simplest choices you can make each day to support a long, beautiful life. Next, we'll turn to something even smaller yet just as mighty: nuts and seeds, the tiny foods that hold centuries of wisdom and strength. Nuts and seeds, small foods with huge longevity benefits. Sometimes, it's the smallest things that carry the greatest power. And when it comes to aging well, nuts and seeds are one of nature's most generous gifts. These tiny, unassuming foods: almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds are bursting with nourishment that quietly supports your heart, your brain, and your bones with every bite. If you're looking for an easy, no-fuss way to nourish your body daily, you won't find a more dependable ally than a simple handful of these. So, what makes them so extraordinary? To start, they're packed with healthy fats, especially omega-3s and monounsaturated fats, essential nutrients that reduce inflammation and protect the heart. Walnuts are especially praised for their brain-boosting benefits, while almonds and sunflower seeds shine for their high vitamin E content, supporting healthy skin and a resilient immune system. Add to that plant-based protein to help preserve muscle mass as you age, and a hearty dose of fiber to keep digestion steady, blood sugar balanced, and hunger satisfied, and you've got a recipe for strength and longevity. What's even more compelling is the science. Studies consistently show that those who regularly enjoy nuts and seeds have a lower risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers. And the best part, you don't need a lot. Just a small handful, about an ounce of nuts or 2 tablespoons of seeds, is enough to make a meaningful difference over time. Here's a gentle reminder: more isn't always better, because nuts and seeds are rich in calories. A little goes a long way. Choose unsalted, raw, or dry roasted varieties when possible to avoid added oils or sodium. And for those with more sensitive digestion, soaking them overnight can help softening their texture and improving nutrient absorption. These tiny treasures are proof that great things often come in small packages. When added to your routine with care and consistency, they become a quiet force for lifelong vitality. And now, as we build this foundation of health one bite at a time, let's talk about something we all encounter daily but may want to reconsider. Up next, the hidden dangers of added sugars and processed foods, and how stepping back from them could be one of the most powerful steps toward a longer, healthier life. Sugar and processed foods, the silent killers of healthy aging. We all enjoy a sweet treat now and then a cookie with afternoon coffee, a slice of cake at a family gathering, or maybe a few chips during a movie night. These little indulgences are part of life's joy. But what many people don't realize is how quietly added sugars and processed foods have woven themselves into our daily routines, and how deeply they can affect our health as we age. Let's start with sugar. When we consume too much added sugar, it causes repeated spikes and crashes in our blood sugar levels. This places unnecessary stress on the body and, over time, can lead to insulin resistance, setting the stage for type 2 diabetes. But sugar's damage doesn't stop there. It also accelerates aging through a process called glycation, where sugar molecules bind to proteins and form harmful compounds known as age's advanced glycation end products. These compounds damage collagen in your skin, stiffen your blood vessels, and are strongly linked to inflammation and age-related conditions like arthritis and even cognitive decline. Then come the processed foods, those convenient packages, frozen meals, deli meats, sugary cereals, and fast food. While easy to grab, they're often full of refined carbs, unhealthy fats, excessive sodium, and artificial ingredients. They leave us full but undernourished. And over time, this type of eating can sap your energy, fog your thinking, and increase your risk of chronic illnesses like heart disease and obesity. Bit by bit, these habits chip away at the vitality and clarity that help us enjoy life fully. But here's the hopeful part: you don't have to give everything up or be perfect. You just need to become a little more mindful. Start by reading labels sugar hides in places like salad dressings, yogurt, and so-called healthy snacks. Swap soda for herbal tea or water with lemon. Choose whole foods when you can fresh fruit instead of dessert, plain yogurt with cinnamon instead of flavored versions, and most of all, be gentle with yourself. Aging well isn't about strict rules. It's about caring for yourself with consistency and kindness. Because as we've learned, sometimes what we remove from our diet can matter just as much as what we add. And next, we'll move beyond food and into the rhythms of daily life, small, powerful lifestyle habits that help you feel more alive, connected, and energized every single day. The lifestyle beyond food, how movement, sleep, and social ties keep you young. As nourishing as food is for the body, it's only one thread in the larger fabric of a long and meaningful life. If you truly want to understand how people in places like Okinawa or Nicoya live with vitality into their 90s and beyond, you have to look at how they live, not just what they eat. Their secret isn't hidden in a workout plan or supplement bottle. It's woven into the quiet rhythms of everyday life. Let's begin with movement. In these long-living communities, you won't find intense gym sessions or grueling routines. What you'll see is gentle, natural movement, walking to the market, kneeling in a garden, rising slowly with the morning sun. These simple motions, repeated day after day, help maintain strong muscles, flexible joints, and a healthy heart. Even a short walk after dinner can do wonders, helping digestion, calming the mind, and balancing blood sugar. It's not about pushing harder. It's about moving with ease and consistency. Then there's sleep, the often overlooked pillar of longevity. Many of us treat sleep as something to be sacrificed, a luxury instead of a necessity. But those who age gracefully know better. They rise with the light, rest when the body asks, and wind down with intention. Deep, restful sleep restores the brain, heals the body, and strengthens the immune system. If sleep feels elusive, try softening your evenings. Herbal tea, quiet music, dim lights, and gentle stretches can help guide your body into rest. And perhaps the most powerful of all connection, in every blue zone, elders are not isolated. They are surrounded by family, engaged in their communities, and cherished for their wisdom. They laugh, they gather, they belong. And that belonging protects the heart in ways medicine never could. Studies now show that loneliness is as dangerous to health as smoking or obesity. So reach out, call someone you love, share a meal, sit in the park with a friend, because every connection, no matter how small, lights up something inside. Here's the quiet truth. A long life is not just about how many years you live, but how deeply you feel each one. And no one embodied this more than Japan's beloved Dr. Shigeyaki Hinohara, who lived to 105 by embracing these very principles. Let's now reflect on his story and the timeless lessons he left behind. Lessons from Dr. Shigeyaki Hinohara, the longevity doctor who lived to 105. In Japan, there's a quiet wisdom that says, living long is not the goal, living well is. Few people embody this more beautifully than Dr. Shigeyaki Hinohara, one of the country's most beloved physicians and a global symbol of purposeful aging. Until his passing at the age of 105, Dr. Hinohara lived not just with health, but with joy, curiosity, and a remarkable sense of mission. Even in his hundreds, he still wrote, lectured, and inspired with a spark in his eye and a lightness in his step. At 101, he flew to New York to deliver a speech in person, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. So, what was his secret? His daily choices were simple, even humble. Each morning began with a small breakfast coffee, a glass of milk, orange juice, and a spoonful of olive oil, not for taste, but for his heart and skin. Lunch was often skipped or replaced with biscuits and milk. Dinner was light steamed vegetables, rice, and a small portion of fish or lean meat. And twice a week, he treated himself to a square of dark chocolate, just enough to savor, never to indulge. But more than the food, it was how he lived that left a lasting impression. Dr. Hinohara believed in staying busy with things that mattered. He embraced his work, stayed curious, and never let age dictate how much joy he could feel or give. Don't overdo routines, he once said. Just keep doing what makes you feel alive. He didn't chase perfection. He followed meaning one day, one choice at a time. His life is a quiet reminder that aging doesn't have to be feared. It can be embraced, whether it's enjoying a walk, writing a letter, eating mindfully, or simply smiling at the morning light. Every small moment adds richness to our days. And as Dr. Hinohara showed us, the real secret to living longer may be as simple as choosing to live fully with intention, with gratitude, and with joy. You don't have to change everything overnight. Just one gentle step, like a handful of greens, a mindful meal, or reconnecting with an old friend, can begin to shift everything. Health isn't a finish line. It's a quiet rhythm you return to each day. So start small, start kind, and stay curious. If something today moved you, share your thoughts below with just 2 or 3 words, small step taken. And if this message warmed your heart, consider subscribing so we can keep walking this path together. Until next time, stay well, stay present, and keep choosing life with intention.